Hey everybody, Ryan here at etrailer. Today on our 2021 Subaru Outback, we're going to be checking out the CURT Premium Hitch Mounted Bike Rack. One of the big questions that we get asked all the time in regards to these hitch mounted bike racks is if you're still going to be able to have access to the back of your Subaru. And this one does fold down out of the way and allows us to do that. And really straightforward. If we come to the back of the rack here, there's going to be a couple things we need to do. We're going to have a T-handle, a little screw, you can loosen that up, a pin and clip, so you'll pull that out, and another T-handle here you just lift up on, and what that's going to do is drop the rack down and out of the way. That way we're able to open up our hatch and get anything we might need in and out of the back of our Subaru. So right off the bat, this is going to be a really simple and great way to carry around a lot of bikes. And I think it looks really good on the back of our Subaru as well. But honestly, let's face it, for the most part, any accessory you put on an Outback is going to look good. With that said, this rack can hold up to a total of 4 bikes. But if that's not enough, there's also a 5-bike version available as well. So I said the rack is really simple to use, so I figured why not take our bike off so we can check it out. The way it's going to work is we're going to have 2 straps here on our top 2. You just pop those off, swing them out of the way. Same thing for this strap down here as well, and actually this is going to act as an anti-sway strap, and that's going to help prevent that side-to-side movement. That way our bikes aren't banging into each other whenever we're going down the road. This is going to work the same. Go ahead and pull that off. And with this rack, the arms are relatively narrow, even up here, so it's going to make it a little more easy to grab the bike and slide it right off. So this rack is going to be able to work with a ton of different types of bikes, and that's because it's all kinds of adjustable. So the cradles here, you can actually rotate them, and each side is going to be a little bit different from the next, and that's really going to help, fine-tune the way it's going to hold your bike. So every frame is a little bit different, and these are going to accompany that. With that said, the straps are pretty nice. They're relatively thick and feel good in your hands. I feel like even if this sat outside for a long time and you used it all the time, I feel like these would hold up for quite a while. And we're also going to have a ton of different anchor points. So each side, whenever you rotate these, are going to have 4 anchors here. That way, if the strap holds your bike down better like this or like this, you're going to have that option. Now, I do suggest when you're not using the rack, just to kind of put those straps in place. That way we don't have to worry about anything happening to them. You probably noticed the end of the rack kind of tapers in a little ways and becomes pretty narrow. And this is going to be great for smaller frame bikes. So children's bikes are going to fit up perfectly on here, or even some full-size bikes. They have these kind of odd frames and just don't fit very well on racks that have wider arms. So these are going to give you the option to carry those types of bikes around with relative ease, and with these being narrow as well, you don't have to put a small frame bike on here. These are still going to have the ability to carry kind of your just run-of-the-mill normal size bike as well. Something you do need to think about whenever you have the rack on the back of your Subaru is, it's going to extend the overall length of it. And to find out exactly how much, if we measure from the back of it here to the very edge of the rack, looks like it's going to be right at 39 inches. So something to think about whenever you're pulling into a small garage or maybe even a tight parking spot. Now what's cool is the arms actually do fold down whenever you're not using the rack. That's going to help free up a lot of space. In order to do that, we're going to have a pin and clip. So you can just pop that out. Fold the arms down, and then of course if you're going to be traveling with it in this position, definitely want to replace that pin and clip, keep everything secure. And with it like this, it makes it relatively compact actually. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. It actually looks like the furthest point is going to be down here. And I'll take a measurement. We'll just go from our bumper this time. That way it'll be a little easier to measure. From the bumper to it, looks like it's only going to add about 13.5 inches. So with it like this, really shouldn't give you a whole lot of issues when you do go to pull into your garage or that tight spot. So moving on down here, the rack is going to work with those 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube openings like we have here today on our Outback. And it's also going to come included with an anti-rattle bolt. What that's going to do is help eliminate any slop or play there in the connection point and keep everything from rattling around right here. Kind of give you an example of that. Let's say if we're going down the road, hitting some bumps, you can see that the rack is going to move with our Subaru and not on its own. At the end of the day, you know, a bike rack that you really can't go wrong with. Well built and super easy to use. And honestly, after seeing it on our Subaru, even without any bikes on it in the stored position, I still think it looks good. I don't think it would bother me driving around town with it attached to the back of my Subaru. If you're anything like me, you always want to see the product you're interested in actually working or in action. So why don't we go ahead and load up a few bikes, go out on the test course and see how it performs. This is our test course. Let's start with the Slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway. And that'll finish up our look at of the CURT Premium Hitch Mounted Bike Rack on our 2021 Subaru Outback Wagon.